Hi everyone. My topic for today is Yoga Nidra, and how I came to select this topic. I realized that yoga is actually a way of living and it's all encompassing. At the same time, typically a human sleeps for one third of his or her lifetime. So my inquiry was around that if sleep is such an integral part of our lives, how can that be done in a yogic way? And that's how somehow I gravitated towards the topic of Yoga Nidra, about which I knew very little, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to learn a little more about Yoga Nidra. Another thing which always fascinates me is the fact that there are people who are able to sleep for as little as 4 hours and yet be very efficient and effective in their sleep as well as their day. For someone like me who definitely values her sleep, this again was an interesting area to learn more about how this can be possible for different people. And that's how I came to the topic of Yoga Nidra. Just to go to the words, Yoga means, as we all know, union or one-pointed awareness, and Nidra is sleep. One interesting definition of Yoga Nidra I came across in this research, which is given by Swami Satyanand, is that it is a systematic method of inducing complete mental, emotional, and physical relaxation. Uh, this is also referred as a conscious awareness of the deep sleep state, which comes from the Mandukya Upanishad. In terms of how Yoga Nidra came about, it is adapted from the traditional tantric practice of Nyasa. Nyasa means to go to a place or to focus on a particular thing. And that's how this tantric practice Nyasa is conducted. And it is behind the concept of Yoga Nidra is what I understand. Another reason that I thought of continuing with this topic, which was not exactly covered in what we have learned so far in our course, but the fact that Yoga Nidra is typically associated with Pratyahar, one of the Ashtang Yoga from Raj Yoga. And it is also said that it is a doorway to go towards Samadhi. But another interesting thing I came about or came across in this research was that the actual process of Yoga Nidra, if you really break down and see, actually touches upon all 8 parts of Ashtanga Yoga. And I just want to briefly speak about that. So what exactly is Yoga Nidra and what are the key stages that it has? First one is the position, and that's of Shavasana. So it correlates to the asana, the first of the Ashtanga Yoga. One very important part of any Yoga Nidra exercise is Sankalp, which is your intention or having a very strong determination towards something. And I have read that it correlates to your Yam and Niyam that we have learned about. Next is a breathing awareness, where you focus on your rhythmic natural breathing and it corresponds to pranayama. This is followed by a very detailed body scan, where you are given a systematic rotation of the consciousness in your entire body, which is in a very specific sequence. And I've read that this correlates to certain areas in your brain and how it processes that. This along with evoking of opposite sensations. So there are stages where you'll be asked to feel heavy and then light, hot and then cold, darkness and then light. So these opposite sensations, again, this particular stage corresponds to Pratyahar. And finally, there is a key part of visualizations, where you're given quick fire visuals, which you have to imagine. And now this is going towards more of an advanced state, where we are talking about dharana, dhyan, and then eventually going towards samadhi. There are different stages of consciousness, and this particular visual of Om tries to represent that in any stage, we have these stages. First is waking, or state of significant cognitive brain activity, which is the conscious mind, which is denoted by this lower part. Then we have deep sleep, which is denoted by the upper part, where there's very less cognitive activity, or the unconscious mind. Then we have the dreaming state, where there is intermediary levels of activity, which is the subconscious mind. Now, transitions between these different states is called as hypnagogic activity, transitioning from wakefulness to sleep. And every night when we sleep, we probably pass through this for a few minutes. And then finally, this on top is this particular bindu or called as turiya, which is the interconnectedness of all these conscious states. And this is basically being one with the self. So this is definitely some area where I also need to research and understand more. Key benefits of Yoga Nidra, and these are, I've come across different studies and writings on Yoga Nidra. It definitely helps in deep relaxation. So it's not just sleep yoga, but it is a means of achieving deep relaxation, stress management, and therapy. It also helps in enhancing the learning process. And there are some studies where it has been used by schools for enhancing the learning for kids. It harmonizes the unconscious and the conscious mind. It's a meditative technique, and most importantly, it's also called as a karmic cleansing technique, where you rewire your mind to take away the negative thoughts and reach towards that state of mukti. I'll just briefly want to speak about my own experience of doing this in the past 2 months. And I have seen I have drifted between different stages of consciousness. I've also seen that it has made me feel refreshed, centered, and grounded. And I'm hoping to get more such experiences as I continue this practice. So that, Hariom, that's it. I would want to close this.
Thank you.